I know that we all feel blessed to be sitting here physically after being fed up from Zoom and Team and the virtual scenario that we had to be in the last 2 years. And I know that we all recall how anxious we were waiting for the vaccine to come at the beginning of the pandemic of COVID. So, Chakravarti, if you can explain to us the important role of packaging in delivering these millions and billions of vaccines for all over the world.
Thank you. Thank you, Soha. I think it's another relevant point. Many of us, some of us in the world may not believe vaccines are really not coming to our rescue. But not just because I belong to the pharmaceutical industry, but I'm a firm believer that but for the existence of the vaccines during the COVID pandemic, I'm sorry to say, the situation would have been different. The amount of casualties, the amount of hospitalizations would have been 10x or more in the absence of COVID vaccines. We all, for sure, especially during pandemic second wave, when the vaccines have not yet come to your doorstep, we all lost kith and kin in our families. I myself have lost a couple of people in my close family. This has been the case all over the world. And we must be thankful to ourselves. We live in this society. We are able to talk to each other despite the pandemic. Thanks to the vaccines, you all know, to roll out a vaccine, it requires a lot of lengthy procedures. The phase 1, phase 2 trials followed by phase 3. And one might be wondering why the vaccines have come so fast in 12 months or 18 months. Yeah. But believe me, my friends, having followed very closely, I take a couple of minutes extra, Soha, on the chair, if you permit me. I've been closely monitoring with a few vaccine companies which I am in contact. You all know Moderna, AstraZeneca, Pfizer are in the forefront, and then all our local vaccines also have come up following that soon. Imagine, they followed all the protocols. Only thing is the accelerated studies within the protocol have been followed. There are documental evidences, maybe some disputed, but there are enough documental evidences how the protocols have been followed. Imagine, it's not millions, it's not a few hundred thousands, it's billions of vaccines. India, for sure, have rolled out more than 1.5 billion vaccines, not just for our domestic consumption. We exported to a few countries. I'm proud of it. And several of our packaging colleagues have contributed to this also. The challenges in developing the vaccine packaging also equally challenging as developing of the vaccines. You need to follow a lot of regulatory guidelines. They keep changing, the text matters keep changing, the pack inserts keep changing. Of course, forget not the containers and the packaging material need to be compliant to the kind of vaccines. In addition, they need to be following your cold chain, supply chain gamut, all through the supply chain gamut. And it's very challenging. And your time is limited. So the packaging guys in the pharmaceutical company have done a great job in harmonizing the material, harmonizing the vendors, harmonizing the requirements. Forget not the anti-counterfeit requirements, the 2D barcoding and serialization requirements. All these things have to be met. And at the same time, the vaccine has to be rolled out within the time. The life was really critical. And people were working in pandemic conditions when the whole world is under lockdown. Entire pharmaceutical and packaging community was working round the clock. There were no vaccines, risking their lives. They really worked hard and made us survive. I think this is what made us believe And this is what the packaging community also contributed to the society, rolling out the vaccines also. And even the approvals were online. The vendors also came to the rescue and whatnot. I think pandemic has taught us quite a number of lessons for us. And I'm very proud to belong to this life-sustaining and life-saving industry, pharmaceuticals. But for few flaws, tell me which sector doesn't have flaws? The same way the pharmaceutical industry also has its own flaws. Doesn't mean that we should not forget the contribution of the pharmaceutical industry, the whole world in the current situation. And so has the packaging industry.
Yes.
So the innovation in packaging will complement the innovations in pharmaceutical industry. The innovations in pharmaceutical industry continue to complement the packaging industry. They both have consortial relationship. So each help each other.
Thank you. I think we are all feeling grateful for the pharmaceutical industry and saving the planet and saving more lives after this horrible period that we all, it was a global pandemic and we all felt it all around the world.